Because I know
I've heard of Withrow.
yeah, that's where I was at.
Okay, we played like SCPA, some random school that we
Yeah.
fucking blew out. Some school that I guess used to be like.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up.
Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of the E.P.I.C podcast. I'm in the house today with my fellas, Ike and Jared. Oh, Justin's in here too. Let me get him in here. Hold on one time. Probably audio only as usual, but he's in here too. How was y'all sports weekend, man?
Shit, mine was cool. Quarterback got back to looking somewhat normal. Ohio State won. No complaints, man. We can't hear you, bro.
Vernon, you muted me. I think Vernon.
He muted everybody. He like muted me during the
I
intro.
was
I'm
about to
like,
say.
damn.
I was,
Hey, bro, you don't want us to
I'm
talk?
like, this nigga's the
no,
ops.
no.
Muted me during the
you don't
intro.
want to
I
hear
was
me
like,
celebrating, brother?
hey.
I was trying to see if it worked. Nonetheless,
It works.
Okay, all right.
You
It
wait till
worked.
we live to see if you
Justin,
can
how
hear
was your? Well, that's the only way to try it. Justin, how was your sports weekend, man?
Fine. I ain't got to watch a little bit, I think, of college. I think I watched like one or two games, but watched a few of the NFL games, man. Some good games, so wasn't bad at all.
Definitely. Ike, and I know yours was great.
Man.
Yeah, man, my weekend was fantastic.
Mm.
42 to
Well,
10. I couldn't have a better weekend.
I don't know why I kept hearing people say that was going to be a good game. I'm just like, God,
we,
football y'all watching?
yeah, I mean, whatever. All right. Well, we're gonna talk about that. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's start getting into this. We want to start off talking about with. Oh, I don't know if it loaded up, but NBA news, man. Jrue Holiday's wife about the trade, man. She went to Instagram and kind of put her feelings out there about how she feels about being not only traded, but how it affects families and communities when star players or players that invest in these communities and these cities that they're in, that they've been there multiple years, how it affects everybody involved, including the children, man. I always thought about this, but I just think when you sign up for this lifestyle and her being a former soccer player, that she would understand. Like, this is what happens. But what y'all think?
I mean, I'm along the same lines. I kind of thought it was like a slap in the face to us normal people. Just like for her to get on, your husband has made, over $219 million playing a sport, and being traded or even voluntarily leaving is a part of the game. I mean, it's been going on for years, and for her to act like somebody owed her, or him a response or a conversation leading up to it's just crazy. It's like, lady, just pack up your multi-million-dollar mansion and go find your next, or just stay there. So I mean, it's not like Jrue Holiday is a young guy. I mean, he's a 14-year vet. A lot of families, once they get established, they don't move. They just let the husband go ahead and go to work wherever he is and keep it moving.
And this is like his fourth team, I want to say.
Yeah, that's
So this can't be new to like.
Yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way. Like, it rubbed me the wrong way. I ended up leaving a post on, I think it was under either NBA or Sports Center's like Instagram page, and my comment ended up getting like 300 likes. Like, so a lot of people did agree, but I mean, there was some people in there that actually commented and of course, disagree, which is fine. But it kind of ticked me off. Like I just didn't, I wasn't feeling that at all. So
I mean, I don't think it's a like. I guess I don't know. I look at it two ways. One, it's like I get what she's saying, but to hear it at this stage of the game is to me is almost like a form of entitlement. Like,
exactly,
where do
exactly.
you, like me, you, like I don't know about y'all. If a company ever let people go, I ain't never seen them give them a 2 weeks notice or a heads up. Nah, they
Never.
don't do that, man. The companies don't do that because they don't care. The NBA ain't no
No,
different. Teams ain't no different. They don't care about
exactly,
you and your family. So why all of a sudden do you think you matter that much? I hate to say it that way, but like I don't get why she thinks that they matter that much because they don't. That's why he's
exactly.
been traded more than one time. Like he won Rookie of the Year in Philadelphia traded. Like let's just put everything in hindsight, lady. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we really talking about? So
Fact. And I think the fact that I had just got laid off this past November just kind of struck a nerve even more. I'm just like, lady,
yeah.
what are you talking about? By the time this guy's contract up, he's gonna be at just right under $300 million. Like, nobody wants to hear about you having to move, really. And then I don't know if this is true. I didn't wasn't able to fact check, but I heard that they don't even live in Milwaukee. They live in Los Angeles. So it's just like, come on, man. Like,
Mm.
just
I mean,
I
they may
understand. I
have
mean, some people say
multiple
money
houses.
doesn't solve everything. That's not from me because it solves a lot of things. But like, like handle your business. Just be rich, please. Like
Just be
us normal people don't need to experience your quote unquote misfortune. Like, I just didn't like it. Like, so that's just where I'm at with it.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, oh, go ahead.
I was saying I started down that path, and I mean I didn't necessarily take it as a slap in the face. I mean there were times when she was like, "Hey, I understand that this is part of the business, whatever." Because there was like stuff like she's like, "Well, I have no Bible study with some of the other players' wives, and
Hey, that's
some of
fine.
these other things that you do." And I'm like, "Yeah, my dad and my uncle live in two different states, and they do Bible study right every Tuesday at 7." The thing that got me is the kids, right? Because that is a thing to have. Like the first couple of times that he's traded, then you got to worry about kids,
Yeah.
like or the kids are way too young to have friends or have
Or
some of these
for them to
relationships that
really,
they may
for it
have
to really
developed.
matter, yeah.
Yeah, like as no, and I looked at my own life. Like I at some point, my dad and my mom live in different states. I at some point was offered to then move with my dad who lived in Virginia. At that point, I'm like, yo, I've got friends, I've got a whole life here. Like, I can't make that move. Like, I don't want to get up and then start my whole life over. And I have no sympathy. I had no sympathy for her or him in that instance. But when it came to the kids, I felt a little bad for them because kids, they are easily impressionable. And if you're going to have them move from place to place, if that's going to be a consistent thing. Now, Jared, I'm with you. Like, they got money. They could have just stayed at the house and they didn't necessarily have to move. I mean, you want to follow around as much as possible, and the NBA season is fairly long. And I mean, I
He's
don't know how
gone
much
half
off he's gonna
every
have.
week anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, if you take him in a completely different city and you're living in a different city, that makes that even longer. I
Yeah,
get it.
I
The kids are the only thing that got me. I was like, damn, all right, I'm with you on the kids because I've kind of been in a similar situation, and to just
Kids are
uproot
resilient though.
children.
yeah, that. And then on the flip side of that, Ike, I'm thinking about the kids who don't have a choice but to but for their parent to work out of the state or work overseas. So it's just like so kind of like the same thing that you're thinking about, but I'm thinking about like the situations where families have no choice
Like
but to.
military families.
Exactly, or the basketballers that have to play overseas, because they don't get that opportunity in the NBA. So it's like I get that. I totally like she wasn't speaking, foreign language or anything, but I just thought it was a little distasteful to put that opinion out in a world with so many families dealing with your situation times 10 minus the money. It's just like,
Mm.
dang, man, like
Yeah.
all us regular folk, like there's people who don't know their dad, period. So for the fact that your kids know their their kid their dad doesn't even have to work, and it's almost like, Have your husband retire if it's that big of a deal that you have to go to social media and rant. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's forcing him to make this $34 million a year. Like it's completely optional. As far as I'm concerned, he's already made 220. He's good, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
just like if
I think
you,
it sounded like she was kind of upset though, more about like not a heads up. But
yeah,
that's
I
not how
get you.
trade works. You know what I
That's the
mean? Like
business,
when the
yeah.
deal
But
comes, you gotta go with it. You know what I mean? You can't be
I
like,
would
hold on, let me
I
talk to the family and make sure it's okay. But go
Well, I
ahead,
mean,
Jay.
I no, I don't say Vern like, but to your point though, I challenge anybody to tell me, and I could be wrong, so I admit that right now. Tell me any business that tell somebody that something's about no, like you hear about shutdowns, like major shutdowns, and guess what? Sometimes them people find out on the news, like, hey, my plant shutting down tomorrow. Like they don't care about people. Like this country doesn't care about people, bro. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like you're not gonna convince me that corporate America, big business, all that, like they don't care about
Which the
people, man.
NBA is. You're
It
talking about
is.
billionaires and owners and things of that
One of
nature.
the
They
Like,
don't,
biggest
yeah,
man.
businesses,
They
dog.
don't
Right.
care.
yeah, they don't. Yeah,
And
nah.
like I said,
Man,
I
the
ain't
very
even saying
least,
that like I
you.
think she wrong. Like I truly do understand where she's coming from, but
Hmm.
that's on the basis to me like that means you thought they cared about you.
Right.
And I
So
and like as I read the whole thing, like of course you invest in communities and things of that nature too, far as money and programs and things like that. Which I don't think, like I said, with the amount of money y'all have
That's a
between you
those,
being
those
a
are write
world
offs.
renowned soccer player and him being, you know what I mean, a NBA star, like you can figure out how to do that. You can travel, like I mean that part of it. And like I said, I think I agree. Like the only thing that you could really argue about is probably just the kids and like friends and stuff like that. But I mean, at this point, they got to understand, this is the job in order to live this lifestyle that y'all live, and dad provides, or even just let him go to Boston. Like it's only 1 year left. Like let him go to Boston, do his thing for a year. Y'all can stay in Milwaukee and
They're not even
continue
in
doing what you're
Milwaukee.
doing, or you know what I mean, whatever. I mean, and continue
Crazy.
whatever you've been doing to, protect those tides in Milwaukee or LA or wherever.
Right.
She was making it sound like they're in Milwaukee in some form, but.
Put the kids on a private jet. Let them go see their friends. Like
So,
what are we talking about?
yeah, I think it's a way of figure that
Right.
out. So,
hey, get Jared, man. He
Nah,
go
hey,
really.
he
Hey,
get killer. He get
move the friends too, or move the families of the friend. Like, come on, man. Like two hundred
Well,
twenty
she said
million
that they were
dollars plus.
players. They were
Figure
the
it out.
players' kids. That they ain't get traded. They gotta
Yeah,
stay.
But
they
some of them
got,
did, because they mentioned Grayson Allen. He got traded. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
so, like
yeah.
they weren't the only ones affected by
Yeah,
this. I mean, there are a
yeah.
number of people who
And we
got
didn't hear
traded.
anybody else's significant other, lashing out. So like, moving on.
All right, all right. We're gonna let's talk a little college football then a little bit, just a little bit, little razzle dazzle. Real quick, it was a couple upsets this weekend, man. You got Texas losing to OU. Don't really know if that was an upset, but we stated last week that was going to be their test game.
Ooh, at
Um,
GT, Georgia Tech, Miami.
Notre Dame losing to
yeah,
Louisville.
buddy.
I don't think we
Yeah,
seen that coming, but it happened. And then Georgia Tech upsets Miami, the U. Uh, Granted, only by 3, but I mean Georgia Tech being unranked and Miami being ranked top 20.
Did
Yeah,
y'all see how that game ended though?
I did not see how it ended.
Wait, was
Holy
that the
shit.
one where they kept running the ball?
Yes.
And oh my god,
All they
yes, I
had to
did see that.
do was kneel the
Take a
ball and the
knee.
game is over.
Oh, they kept running it.
They
Take
ran it
a
and got
knee.
fumbled, and then they gave up a 75-yard drive in like 30 seconds and lost the game with 1 second left.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
tough.
hey, sometimes that's how the cookie crumble, man.
Yeah,
Let's
man, that was tough.
let's jump into these. Let's jump into the top tens. College football, real quick. A little bit changed in the bottom 5. So you still got Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2. Ohio State moves up to 3. Florida State at 4. You got where did okay, Texas drops down to 9, USC drops down to 10, and then you got Notre Dame that's no longer in it no more. Oregon at 8, Washington at 7, and Penn State still at 6. So
OU at 5.
OU at 5, yeah.
And
So yeah, nah. I think Texas the only one lost team that's still up there, and I think that's based on really them beating Alabama because I think Alabama's 11th. So
but
uh,
USC is dropping and they're winning.
Yeah, but they didn't. Did they? I don't think they played this past week though. Did they? I think
Yeah, I
those have
thought they
been.
did. I thought
I
they
think they had the
played.
bot.
No,
No, they
Who
did. They did, but they barely won.
who they
don't
play?
play.
Oh, I
I think.
watched that game. It was like three OTs. It was
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Arizona,
yeah. Arizona. They only won by three,
Arizona.
I think. So I
yeah.
Yep,
think that's. But
two.
like I said,
It was two.
two,
Yeah.
two. Yeah. So like I think the win. Like I said, there's so many factors that we don't know that goes into this. When
Yeah.
they're
Don't make
It
sense
don't
into
make
the
sense,
algorithm.
right?
Hmm.
If anything, put Texas at 10 and put
Man, Bryant just disappeared.
Yeah, he did. Hey,
can y'all hear me still?
we can
We
hear
Yeah,
can
you,
hear
but
we
you
you.
can
just
Yeah, I
Okay.
can
I
hear
don't
you.
know
You
what's
faded in
going
the
on, man.
background
you
though.
turned into my man from Fantastic Four.
Okay. I don't know what's
That's
going on.
nuts.
Isn't that the
My
thing?
guy just
Yeah, the
disappeared.
thing.
Man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I would have said put Texas at 10 and kept USC at 9. I
That would
was
have been cold had your background started talking as you talking.
Oh, so just my mouth moving? Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
like the bricks had the bricks start moving, bro. I would have said you cold
Yo,
blooded man for that. Go ahead.
I wish I'm not that talented. But nonetheless. So yeah, that's it in college football, man. Let's get into the grown man's. Oh, we had something else. No, it was something else I wanted to mention.
Can I say
Uh,
something real quick?
oh, go ahead.
No,
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna say like this weekend though, like I don't know, Jerry. I'm probably sure you probably agree. I know Ike, you don't really deal with the college football. Like there's a half these
I'll be in
teams
the
I can
streets.
care less what. Yeah, like I can care less what they do until they actually start playing people. Like when your Michigan Ohio State plays, that okay, I get that. Like those are the games that I actually look forward to seeing. So like this weekend, Oregon and Washington play. That's going to be a game I want to
That's
see.
gonna
I
be a
want to
really good
see,
game.
yeah, I want to see is Washington's offense what they cracked up to be? Like Michael Penix, is he that dude? Or, what's going to happen in that game? Or it was another one I just looked up, the USC Notre Dame game. See if Notre Dame continues to crumble, or can they show some grit and some fight and beat them? You know what I mean? And then I think Miami and North Carolina play, and then Oregon State and who is it? Oregon State and UCLA, I think, something like that. So there's a couple games I think with some ranked guys this weekend that'll make it a little bit more appealing to watch.
Yeah, Oregon and Washington plays.
This weekend?
This weekend, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this
yeah.
weekend.
Ooh,
You
That's
got
that's why I said
USC and Notre Dame. You got Miami, Florida, UN, and North Carolina. They play. You got UCLA and Oregon State that plays.
I gotta check the times of these games because me and Fitzpatrick, shout out to John Fitzpatrick, y'all know who he is. We're going to the Ohio State Purdue game this week,
Yeah, that's
and
at noon.
that's a noon
Yo,
game. So
yeah,
hopefully some of these good
that's
games are in the afternoon or the evening, so I can check them out.
A
yeah.
lot of
is that
them
at
Oregon's at
are.
three
A lot
thirty.
of them are at
Purdue?
7.
Yeah,
So we'll
Oregon's
be able to catch the end of
7:30. So
Oregon
yeah,
game.
yeah.
The Notre Dame USC is at 7:30. The UCLA Oregon State is at 8.
The main event is at
Yeah,
3:30. The Oregon and Washington State. Or I mean
Yeah,
Oregon and
that's
yeah.
Washington, I'm sorry.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for then. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
so
You
as
may
the
still be able to
betting
get
man
that one too.
who is not super involved in because the Atlanta streets are calling me on Saturdays typically, either that or 2K. But if I was to ask you guys, on those games that you just highlighted, like
Mhm.
give me what you expect to happen in those games, and then like just let me get a winner
That's the thing
because you
about
did
college,
three of them.
man. It can go so many. It can just go either way. A lot of these games can go either way. College
Mhm.
football,
But
you
if it
might
goes
know.
the goes the way that you expect or you think it might go,
Uh, shit, shit.
I'm not gonna bet because college
I
is way
mean,
too tough.
there's
I'm not putting no money in it. I'm just curious.
man
I probably say
Between
I probably
Oregon
say
and
Washington.
Washington. I don't think honestly that to tell you the
Neither one
truth,
of them have defense.
I haven't seen too much of either team, and haven't seen
Okay,
either team play against anybody. So it's hard to
Yeah,
call
excuse me.
because
Bless you.
it's
Oh,
we just ain't really
that's fair.
seen them play anybody.
That's fair.
So
yeah.
I
That
mean,
was kind of my point, Jared, where it's like now you're finally going to see some of these teams that are
yeah,
been hyped
we
up
don't
where they're
know,
starting to play. Yeah, like because you really don't know what they really about. So
right?
Yeah. I
So
agree with
yeah,
that.
that's a hard call. Like that's why I don't bet because it's too many variables into that.
Yeah,
So like that Oregon Washington game, that's almost why I like college more than I like the NFL because you don't know who's going to win that game. Like I have no idea who's going to
I
win
get
that
that.
game, but we all
And
knew who
anything can
the
happen.
game between the 49ers and the Cowboys. Like let's keep it real. We all knew who was gonna win. So
We
it's
all
just
did
like,
pick the Niners last year,
but and
so
that was like
this is
a
true.
prime
I
time
I
type
was the
game.
outlier.
We
when
all
I
Oh,
was
was
you picked the Cowboys?
when I went back and
You're
looked when I
terrible.
was counting the wins, I was like,
You're a terrible
shit, I
person.
picked the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
but to your point, Vernon, you don't pick based on what you think. You just
But I have
you,
nothing against the Niners. Like I'm not pro Cowboys or anti Niners. So
yeah, you
like
shouldn't even
I
be
don't know
shocked though.
why.
Like
I don't know
shit.
why I picked. That's why I was like I picked them. I was the only one.
I think he
So
just wanted to be the contrarian and try to get a point that nobody else got.
it happens sometimes,
Because
especially
if
with the
the
Colts.
so like if the Colts play the 49ers, you're picking the Colts, right?
Yeah, because
So
that's my
yeah,
team.
that shouldn't even surprise you that you picked the Cowboys. Like I wouldn't even care at that point. Like
I'm just saying. I was just like that's who I
These are
picked.
very
that
valid
shouldn't even
points.
bother you.
Very
Like
valid points coming from my man Jared here.
just keeping it real.
All right. So speaking about the NFL, which now I can't switch screens. Um, what
You done broke everything over there.
everything's broke. We was talking about MVP races this year. Who I got them pulled up. Um,
I don't care who they're talking about because
you don't know care who they talking about?
I
Okay.
literally
Yeah,
care
yeah,
less.
yeah. You don't need to
Okay
read off
then. So who?
who's in
Okay
the
then.
top
So
five.
let's do your who's your pick then, Justin, for MVP right now.
MVP.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
Chris, that dude is doing some stuff, man. I'll be honest. Every time I watch him play, the dude is so valuable. It's
Yeah,
crazy. Like he does everything for
Bro.
them, man. Like everything, and it's crazy to see. Um, I mean, you forget how good he was because he stayed hurt for so many years in Carolina. You forgot how good that dude was. So
Yeah.
like Christian McCaffrey right now to me, I mean, I don't know if anybody else that I would even say is right there with him as far as going head to nah, Christian McCaffrey, man, that's the MVP right now.
yeah. I feel like the NFL is like watered down a little bit. I don't know if that's a correct phrase, but it's just like I mean, a lot of them big name quarterbacks that got all that money this offseason. I mean, Burrow is kind of nah.
Hmm.
Lamar, Jalen Hurts isn't blowing it away up there. It's just like pause. Um, it's just a lot of guys just aren't Russell Wilson. I mean, these guys just aren't really doing much. So it's just like no quarterback is really cutting it up except for Brock Purdy. I mean, no interceptions, what 9 TDs. So yeah, I would have to go McCaffrey as well. It's just like it's almost the owners are winning because the running backs aren't like showing that they need to get paid a whole bunch. But on the flip side of that, it's showing that maybe you should scale back these quarterbacks because for
Just a
the
little bit.
price, yeah, for some of the money that some of these quarterbacks are making, and then you got Brock Purdy that ain't even making a million, and he's arguably playing the best amongst any quarterback this season.
Yeah, but do you? I mean, you don't pay them. So like when Brock Purdy, when it's time for him to get paid, he's going to get paid based on how he's playing now. Like
Yeah,
so these
But he's the way he's playing for what he's making now. Who's to say who
right, but you look
might
at
not.
being
You
able
look
to
at
draft
but you
another
look at
Brock Purdy doesn't
That's
seem
I
but you look.
swear.
I'm just saying though. But you look at a Jalen Hurts. You know, one of the outliers who was drafted in the second round. You know what I mean? How he
yeah.
started playing and then he ended up getting paid. Like him playing good now will get him paid later, and that's kind of how with all these quarterbacks. Like it was how they were playing on those
Mm.
rookie contracts that kind of got them paid.
See, but the difference is Purdy. I don't think Purdy will ever command that kind of money because
I
Shanahan.
don't. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like Shanahan's the kind of dude like if you go back throughout his career, he'll draft another dude that ain't tripping on moving on. First off, second of all, Purdy he's a great fit for the system. I still don't think you're gonna have GMs like, oh man, we got to get Purdy the bag. Nah, they're not gonna do that. They see his success
I
and
hear
what he's
that,
doing in San
but
Fran.
I thought that too, but after watching him a little bit more, I'm like, man, this guy's nice. Like he can
No,
make
it's
the
not that
throw.
he's not good though, bro. That literally has nothing to do with it. But you think about the arguments or the conversations. A lot of them say he's perfect for that offense.
Yeah,
Not he's he can go to any team and succeed. Ike, you tell me if I'm wrong, but like they say he's great for that offense because of his accuracy and his timing. He tells you all the time, I ain't got the strongest arm.
yeah,
That like you know what I mean?
He
Like
is
so he's not gonna
perfect.
fit in every,
Yeah,
but he's perfect for that system.
okay.
he's perfect for the system because he is like think about we've had what 3 quarterbacks in 3 years, right?
Hmm.
So like we're obviously not afraid to move from one quarterback to another. And
Right.
obviously, the quarterback is not the most important position in
Mm-mm.
on our team, but it is a very important position still. Like you've got to have somebody who's going to be accurate on the type of throws
Not
that
turn the
Kyle
ball over.
Shanahan wants and not turn the ball over. That was the biggest thing about Jimmy is Jimmy's going to turn the ball over, and he's going to turn the ball over at the most inopportune time. The thing about
Yep.
Trey is inaccurate.
Yep.
So you've got somebody who has been accurate. He's not turning the ball over. He's still a little bit of a gunslinger. Sometimes he's gonna throw that thing in there. He should have had at least 2 or 3 interceptions this year, but we've gotten
Yeah.
lucky on a couple of those. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm okay with that. Like sometimes you got to take a chance, and I mean, as long as you're not consistently taking the wrong chance. And I'm so glad that I did not go first on this topic because it would have felt biased for me to say Christian
Mhm.
McCaffrey is the MVP this year because I don't think Brock Purdy is Brock Purdy if he does not have Christian McCaffrey. If we don't
No.
have their running game going, and the thing is, like, yes, almost anybody can run. Like we've seen our our 2, 3, and 4 get the Dallas game and do almost the exact same thing from a running standpoint, but they cannot do and they cannot create the matchup problems that he creates from a receiving standpoint.
Mm-mm.
That in itself is what absolutely helps Brock Purdy make a lot of the throws that he's making because you've got to move, you've got to make sure that one of those guys is watching CMC, and then that leaves so many other spots on the field open. And then Purdy is like, okay, I'm accurate enough. There's some of these throws that I've seen him throw over a linebacker, but
Yep.
under a
Yep.
safety,
Yep.
perfectly thrown balls in stride. Like they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Ayuk is
man.
not having to come back and catch it. Like he's catching the ball and he's gone.
Yep.
Like, but without CMC, nobody's worried about the pass. Like I mean, because they're all gonna basically put everybody in the box. They know we're gonna run the ball. But once we run and we get a couple of runs off, then you can play action or you can run some of these other plays or you can put him out and then get a mismatch either on him or one of the other receivers. Like he creates so many problems. So again, even though I don't think he's top 5 in the MVP like standings from what I saw, but to me he's definitely the MVP.
Um, from what I see, well, they got it broke down differently. I didn't go to NFL.com because they would be kind of weird. I went to
I think I looked at the Vegas standings when I looked.
yeah, I looked at Pro Football Focus because they kind of break it down
Oh,
into like different
I
ways.
can't stand PFF, man.
I mean, but they do odds and then they do like betting odds and then they
Right.
do like the chances of them to win the division title, stuff like that. So they put different things in it outside of just performance. Because if it's just performance, then you couldn't clearly say that Brock Purdy should be leading the charge.
No.
Based on
His
performance. I'm just saying.
his
And most
numbers
of
wouldn't support that though. I'm just saying.
I mean, compared to whom though? Because
compared to
compared to what all these other quarterbacks are doing,
exactly, he's right there in the mix.
it's up there. Like,
I'll say
He's
this.
right
I
there.
now
He
last
He's
leads
last
right
the
I
there with
saw.
Josh
PPR.
Allen, and he's right there with Patrick Mahomes, and
Well,
almost every
last.
stat.
Okay, so last I saw, he wasn't even top 5 in passing yards. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but I mean, he don't have no picks either.
He
But
leads
No,
he
no,
does
I'm
lead the
not.
league
I'm
in
not
what's his
saying
PPR.
that,
QBR
Jared. But
though?
I'm saying.
I mean, he does have a good running
It's
game,
like
and like,
83, I
and
think,
his
is his
teams
QBR. He
are
leads the league
Yeah,
in
are
QBR.
component too.
that's what I'm saying. Like he's
So,
one of the top.
and
When they look
they're
at it,
not.
they're gonna look at QBR and say, okay, like that pretty sums
That's
up his
one of the
scope of
things
work.
they look at, but that's not. All right. All right,
And
look,
when they're not, when they're
I'm
not
not even
playing,
going. I'm
when
not
they're
even going to argue with it. But the reality is too. I mean, y'all could whatever name matters a lot in the NFL.
Absolutely.
that's
Brock
true.
Purdy's name is not MVP worthy
And if he
at this
keep
case.
winning, Justin, the
That's
dude
it.
ain't lost a game.
I
I've
look,
never seen that.
but you're arguing
Now,
with me as if I'm
I'm
not
not
arguing
arguing.
again. No, I'm saying I'm not
It's
arguing with you
conversation.
about that.
Yeah,
Do you
no,
think?
I'm
I'm just
we're stating what the NFL is. The reality is this:
yeah.
CMC, CMC is CMC without Purdy. Purdy's not Purdy without CMC. I'll say it that
And
way.
but see what they'll do is
Yeah, I mean,
they'll give
I'm not
CM
arguing that.
but they'll give CMC offensive player of the year.
Yeah, no,
And
yeah, that's how they do
it'll
it
be
because
a
it's
it
he's
right,
not a quarterback.
it'll be a Q right, exactly. So that's what
exactly.
I'm saying. So when we're talking about MVP, when we talk about the MVP race, you really got to talk quarterbacks because chances are it's going to be a
I don't,
quarterback.
which is why I said I could care less what they say because I know that every year it's good. It's a quarterback, and when we've seen years where defensive players should have won MVP. Let's just be real.
Shoot, like what what you got to do as another position to get MVP in the NFL is
It's tough.
crazy. You got to break records. Like
Yes,
if you
and
don't break
even
a
then you
record
still may
or
not.
come close to get a record, Like when
Yeah,
AP got
Yeah.
it, he was like 9 yards short of breaking a record.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So right now they got, of course, Patrick Mahomes won. I don't know how Josh Allen is two, but nah. And then they got two or
Hey,
three, and
Josh
they
Allen's
actually
been
got Brock
balling,
Purdy
man.
four. And again, Herbert five over Jalen Hurts. I don't see how that works. Jared Goff at seven, and they got Dak at eight, but that had to be like
that's
prior to Monday
crazy.
night.
You said
Or
this is
I
PFF?
think
Yeah,
that must have
Probably.
been last week.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. It
It,
had,
uh,
yeah, it must not be updated,
They
especially
just
after how
have
he
some
just
little wild.
played.
They just be like pulling shit out of a hat and just
Dak
putting
Yeah,
wasn't even
like on
playing
top.
good. Like when they were in the
but
games they
again,
won, he
Yeah,
didn't play
like
that
Dak
well.
hasn't played good all season. Like
but then it's the Dallas Cowboys, and it's you got like Justin was saying, it's name too.
Like the name, yeah.
So it's the Dallas Cowboys, which
as
is
much as
seen.
Joe Burrow struggled this year, I give me Joe Burrow's season over Dak's. Like
I'm just saying, but like you
Jesus
said,
Christ,
when you look, like I said, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, which are seen every week on prime time all over the world, you know what I mean? That's just when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys and you play halfway decent, they're always going to mention you.
that's nuts.
Like I said, I take Jared Goff over Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? He's been playing
Dak
very
Prescott is
well.
bad, man. He's really
So
really really bad right now.
I mean, most of these I agree with. I don't agree with Josh Allen. I take
I don't got that same kind of disdain for Josh Allen
I
like
don't have
y'all
the
do.
disdain either, dog. Josh has been balling, bro. I'm
it's
not
not
gonna
a
lie to
dis
you.
it's
Yeah,
not a dis
I
it's
I
not a
would
disdain, but it's
think
just like at
I
some
think
point
his
when you talk about
aggressiveness fucks with
exactly,
him
okay,
more than it should. Like,
exactly,
but I
like
see the
it's
talent though.
yeah, first we're not denying the talent. It's just
Yeah,
that like when it comes that time, and he's kind of turning into a slightly better Herbert in these moments in games, in the important games when you need to win. And Josh Allen, and it's on Josh Allen's
man. It's
arm.
only
He
one
te-
team can win, man. Like,
I know,
I'm not big on the wins and losses.
And
Like,
we're
only
talking
one
about
team can
5 weeks
win.
in. Like
but I'm
we're
just
Only
not
one
talking
team can
about
win,
week
bro.
17
Like
when he's
every
got to win a
all
game or
these
the
great
playoffs. Like
quarterbacks,
this is
all of them can't
regular
just
season
win.
MVP.
Like somebody's got to
I,
lose. Well,
I
everybody except for one is
right.
gonna lose. So it's just like,
That's I right. But when we're talking MVP, and you just look at if you just look in the totality of Josh Allen,
I
like
mean, the last two
You're
quarterbacks that
projecting
came
though.
out was what
I am
Mahomes,
You're not
projected.
judging
bro.
him based off 5 weeks. You're projecting him based off what you think is going to happen for the rest of the season. Like that's
Okay,
judge him based off the 5 weeks because that is what that's supposed to be for.
okay.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes is number one. Then take it.
I
That's what
mean,
I take.
you can't go wrong with that pick.
All right.
Can't go wrong with that at
That's
all.
just
Anybody
that's
else want to?
safe.
Yeah, that was. I
Safe.
mean, okay. I'll just go Patrick Mahomes because I just feel like either
Yeah.
him or Tua, they both are playing.
You know what? When I said Christian, I actually forgot about Pat Mahomes. I actually hope that it is Christian. If of course, if he continues it out, because I like to see somebody other than a
Yeah,
quarterback
you want to see
really
something
for
other?
once.
Yeah,
Like, damn.
yeah.
Because I also hate
And
how
who
the running backs are getting shitted on right now. That shit's not.
that would be like the perfect thing, like the perfect
It
scenario.
would
Literally,
be
every
if a
position is
running
getting
back
paid but
wins
running
a
back.
yeah.
Like every position is getting paid but running backs.
Wait a minute,
Who
and
was the
then the
last time
top
not
paid.
running back to get an MVP?
Was
You
it
say
AP?
Do we know?
it
He
was
did he have
AP.
one?
It might have been AP.
Yeah, it was him. But just imagine the top paid running back winning MVP. Like that would be crazy. And then like with Jonathan Taylor just getting his new deal, so it's like all right, like maybe it's the NFL is tired of hearing about this, and maybe it may
But
start trending in a
and
better
it still
direction.
fucks with me that it's just not even with that new deal. Like to be a quarterback and is making 60 million a season, and a running back is scrapping for 12. That shit is nuts to me. Like
Yep,
it's crazy.
yep.
I,
Every time, bro.
that blows my mind. Like, and then you see like guards making 20 million a season. I mean, you
Yep,
see. I know edges do have a big impact on the game, but I feel like edges can be neutralized just like a running back can. Like, I mean, at least I feel like it. And I played offensive line as a kid, and so it's just like I don't know, man. I don't know. I just
okay.
can't see why there's the big financial difference between the quarterback and the running back. That shit blows my mind.
Especially when I mean, I believe, like you said, with a running back, you have to be able to block like a lineman. You got to be able to catch like a receiver and still be a very effective runner in the run
Yeah,
game. Like, so I just think with all of that, like that's enough to be like, look.
Then
We should
some
be
other
getting paid.
positions, you only got to do one thing. Because to be
Right.
a good edge, what you got to get your one sack a game. If you get one sack a game as an edge, you damn near going to Hall of Fame. One sack, like so. It's just like damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I agree with that.
Yo, this,
So,
this
oh,
is
go ahead.
crazy.
So, with that being
I was
said,
actually looking it up. Last non QB was Adrian Peterson.
mm-hmm.
That was 11 years ago.
It's
Yep.
crazy.
11 years ago. It's
Nuts.
been a QB every year since then. And before that, I mean, it was only a 6 year drought because it was
Shauna,
LaDainian Tomlinson got it in
Yeah, I'm about to
2006.
say LaDain. Yeah.
Sean Alexander was right before LaDainian Tomlinson. There was like a span where like it was almost like every 3 or 4 years it was a running back. Marshall Falk was before
Mm-hmm.
um, Sean Alexander. So
When's the last time a
yeah,
receiver won?
I'm trying to think.
sheesh. Mm,
Man, that
yeah,
true.
I can't even throw out a name that
Me
I would be
neither. I'm trying to think like hard.
I think you would
fucking
have to
Jerry
go back a
Rice.
I
lot of
thought like that's what
years.
I'm about to say. I'm about to say Jerry
yeah,
Rice
yeah,
maybe
way
like
back.
I don't even know if he has
Has
I
one.
don't
one
even think he
has
got
one
one.
ever has one ever won
I
an
don't think
MVP is
he's
the
with.
question.
Um,
That's the question. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I'm looking
that's
through a
crazy.
list of all non QBs, and they're all running backs. And I'm back to
Yeah,
1991 right now with
because
the
that's
top.
back. I mean, when you were running the ball at least 25 times a game, at least.
so yeah, no.
Nope,
46
no
quarterbacks,
receiver has ever
18
won.
running backs, one
Nope.
linebacker, one defensive lineman,
Yep. Not a no receiver has ever won the
Eh,
NFL's MVP award.
See,
But
and
a
one
kicker has.
kicker. Who's that?
Kicker is one MVP. Mark Mosley in 1982.
What?
He,
Dang.
he was a Washington Redskin, so no
That's
receivers,
nuts.
but you got a kicker in that joint.
That's crazy.
Dang.
That's that's yeah, that's nuts.
That's the only other. Well, Lawrence Taylor was the only other non-running back that I've won through in this list. There's only been 18.
They said the
Every
closest
other
that a
one is running
they
back.
They
said the
said they
closest
said a linebacker and a defensive lineman. So I show one kicker, one defensive lineman, one linebacker. So we
yeah, and
got the kicker, we got LT. Who was the other one?
I'm still going back,
so with that being
but I'm still seeing running backs.
this, yeah, that's something I'm thinking. It had to be all running back with QB
Yeah, we'll.
for the most part. So with that being said, let's move on to our next topic. We were talking about what teams have to do to try to salvage their season.
Alan
Mm,
Page, 1971. Okay, sorry, I had to get that out.
Oh no, you good.
Alan
I
Page,
just got there.
1971, Minnesota Vikings MVP.
So with that being said, what like okay, first, what teams do you believe seasons are salvageable at this point? I mean, if you're looking at I mean, what the bottom
What's
five or
salvageable?
that's what I mean. I guess we got to define what we believe is salvageable. I mean, you look at the Jets at, I mean, the
No,
Patriots at 1-4. You
no,
look at the Broncos at 1-4.
no.
Uh, those are the only one win teams.
All those teams are it's over.
Yeah. Um,
The Jets are really
Unless you're
they.
and
saying,
the
unless you're
AFC, you
saying
got the
salvageable is
Giants.
5 wins.
That's what I'm saying. You got the Giants at 1-4, Cardinals at 1-4, Vikings and Bear both at 1-4, and you got the Panthers at 0-4.
Um,
I
I
think a
mean,
better
I
question
don't.
would be what team did you think prior to the season had a chance to make the playoffs who now don't
Hmm.
look like they're going to make it? So, though what team is it that
Okay.
you think like
Okay.
how can they salvage, that? Because right now I'm a look, I'll be real with you. I think that there are teams that we all could say we didn't see them, and it's only 5 games in, so don't get me wrong, but we didn't see them coming off maybe with as bad of a start as they've had.
oh
And it's
yeah,
like, all right, so what can they do to get back on track? I think is maybe even a better way to look at that.
hell, I would say shit. The Bengals, like I thought they were an absolute shoe in for the playoffs. I didn't guarantee a division win, but they started off. I mean, they still are struggling. Like, hopefully, this past Sunday showed that you know they've woken up. I mean, to have that kind of offensive performance without T, given how they started the season, I mean, it's big.
I agree.
But some shit gotta turn around. Like, defense got to make tackles. I mean, we got middle linebackers whiffing on tackles against 5, 6 receivers and shit. Like that shit has to change. Like the offense has to stay aggressive. We still trying to do 5, 7 step drops on fucking 3rd and 5 against an all out blitz. That shit blows my mind. Because we got sacked 3 times on Sunday. They were all on 3rd down. They were all, uh, you know, trying to do way more than what needs to be done in a situation. So shit. I mean, that was an easy question for me. I would just say the Bengals. That's one of them.
Okay, so now looking at this, I look at the NFC South, and everybody kind of was like up in the air about the NFC South. Like nobody really knew what was going to happen. But
Still don't.
you look at the Panthers, and with them having the number one pick and getting Bryce Young, and them clearly saying him being one of the best out of the top ones picked. Like to be 0-5, did y'all think that expect a little more out of
I did.
Carolina? I
I
mean,
did.
not necessarily
I did.
a winning record or number one or whatever, but like maybe just better.
Yeah,
No,
I
they got
thought
to
that
fight right.
Alabama pedigree was going to at least get Bryce a win in the first quarter of the season. But
No offense, his best receiver is Adam Thielen. That
yeah,
should tell
that's
you
true too.
everything you need to know.
Yeah,
That's
Adam
true
Thielen
too.
is his best
that's
receiver.
exactly
I
So
why
spoke
I
to that. I
didn't.
spoke to
Yeah,
that
that's why I didn't pick
earlier
him.
on in the season, in his second season too. Like, yeah,
no, you
Okay.
get him a guy, then maybe
yeah.
this is a different conversation. No offense to Adam Thielen, but if that's your
Yeah.
number one, man, you in trouble, bro.
These
You in
teams
for
is they're just not doing it right, man.
no,
Like, why
no.
even draft a guy number one and then throw him out there and you don't have a team?
Yep,
You have no team around this guy. Like, why?
yep.
What's the
And they
point?
can't run the ball. They
And
can't run
then
the ball to get people off of them. So, and yeah, that's why I didn't expect them to do anything. They gave away their best asset
correct,
Yeah.
before the season started. So you
correct.
draft a young QB and gave him nothing to work with, and it was like, hey man, go
I
out there and win us a game.
I would almost just
Yeah,
started Andy Dalton, man. Like,
I would have.
if you don't have no team and you draft that number one quarterback, I would sit him
Yep,
because it's just not. It's just there's nothing to gain from it. I mean, there's all to gain from it, but like reality has proved numerous times that it's nothing to gain from it. And then it's just like the Brock Purdy situation. Like, he has a team, he has a coach with an offensive mind that's got goals and got schemes to be successful. What are we talking about in Carolina? You got a coach that just came from a situation where he arguably underachieved. Um, it's just I don't know. Like, I don't understand why these quarterbacks get drafted into these horrible situations and then people just expect them to just go crazy. Like, it's not
I
gonna
mean,
happen.
I wasn't expecting them to go crazy, but I'm just thinking like just more than no wins, maybe one. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. Like, I
Be
mean,
competitive.
all
Yeah,
rookie, yeah,
no,
just you know what I mean? Like,
they've
all
been
rookie
competitive in
QBs are
some of
gonna
the
be
games though.
struggle. Yeah.
But it was really when Dalton was quarterback because I think it was against the Saints.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. For them to have no wins and like every other team in that division to have three, which we probably thought that was the weakest division in the NFC, just going into the season.
I
And
think
now after,
to that point though, they played the Falcons, the Saints, the Seahawks, the Vikings, and the Lions. No one thought they would beat any of them anyway. So like they haven't lost a game that somebody
I
can
think
really
they are
say
where they're
they thought
supposed
they
to
would
be.
win. Yeah, like
okay,
I mean, are you picking them to beat the Dolphins? You know what I mean? So it's like, no, yeah, and
no,
that's who they play this week. So it's like I think they're gonna get a win. It might be a little bit down the road. That's all.
no, and I'm just thinking because like we weren't sold on any of these teams. You know, the
No,
Bucks. We were pretty much rooting for the Falcons, saying the Falcons would probably be the ones to come out, just talent
just
wise.
by just say just
Just
by
talent,
process
just
of
talent, right?
elimination.
The process, exactly. So
Mm.
I'm just thinking about our
I
conversations
picked
at
the
the beginning of the
Saints.
season when we were talking
Yeah.
about the Falcons, and then you look at like, okay, the Saints, the Falcons, and the
Hmm.
Buccaneers all got 3 wins. They're all really pretty much playing very well, especially the Bucks. And
Yeah.
then the Panthers just
Yeah.
to have no wins and be that last, no win team. I was just wondering what everybody thought with that. Also, he's gonna struggle,
Uh,
and like you said, until you surround him and get more players, they'll be in that position for a minute.
I mean, that takes me to my team, which is the Bears. They did go and get a receiver to Fields.
Hmm.
It seems like
And that
they
kind of
still
shows you
haven't
that it
fixed
doesn't
whatever other
always
issues
matter
that
if
they
you go
had.
get talent because they went and got all the, they went they went.
Their
Did they
offensive
not go
line still seems to just be doing Olay and just
Yes.
letting
right?
everybody get
They
Yes.
back
went,
to Fields. And that's really what it sounds like they needed to address. Because when Fields has had the time, like him and Moore have had a really good connection.
he's
And
top
through
Hmm.
the
five in
first 5
receiving
weeks,
yards now.
like
Yeah,
Moore is killing. And so you've got like, all right, I've got somebody that Fields can throw to. Problem is, he ain't got no time to throw the ball. So
And they
now you got
drafted
something else
offensive
to
linemen too.
address.
So yeah.
Yeah, but I
Well,
mean,
they getting
offensive
smoked.
lineman wasn't a priority, and they got Wright, but Wright's one lineman.
No, I
Yeah,
agree. I'm just saying
so
you gotta keep building on it. But I think that's also, like I said, I think that's front office. I think there's more problems there than just talent on the field.
Maybe they turn the corner though, because I mean these last two games from Justin Fields has been
solid. Yep,
yeah for
solid.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So maybe with all that friction that they had, maybe the offense coordinator just said, you know what, fuck it, let's do it like this, and the shit's been working. Although they lost that tough one to Denver, but
Mm-hmm.
offensively they look good these last two games. I mean they've yeah, man. Like, so maybe something changed. Maybe some play calling shifted. I don't know. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them going forward. But hopefully something changed, a switch flip, and you know,
And somebody traded me DJ Moore in fantasy, so yeah, I'm gonna need that to continue.
man, you just getting all the wins, bro. Like, Jesus, do you lose it all ever?
It's
All
rare.
dubs.
2K is probably what I lose the most.
Man,
Man, we
I'd
used to
have
be
to see it.
struggling
I don't
2K.
even know if I believe you, bro.
Uh, I would probably say the last team I want to mention is who you just mentioned is the Broncos too. Only because Sean Payton being there, you kind of thought that like it was a culture thing there because
No,
they had
I
some young
didn't.
pieces. So you didn't think they had talent defensively and offensively, like some young guys who showed promise.
Not like that. And I'll be honest, I've never been a Sean Payton guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know he had success in New Orleans, but I just
That
ain't
was
never
it.
been a fan of people thinking that bringing in Sean Payton was going to change everything for a team. Like I never understood that. So
Man, I thought putting him with Russ was gonna revitalize Russ a little bit, but he damn near looked
Russ,
like the same guy.
He been
he,
shitting on Russ every week. What?
yeah,
I mean, I'm just
And
saying. I
Russ
mean,
hasn't played terrible. Is the thing about it.
that's the
Like
thing. His if you
that's what
go
I'm
look
about
at
to
his
he's
say.
not
Yeah,
been
he
he's
ain't
great,
been
not.
bad.
but
Mm-mm.
yeah.
And like I said, now it just seems like they're playing maybe worse as a team, and it's less more of just Russell Wilson. But I'm just saying, like going into the season, you're like, okay, cool. Like you hear all this culture things and things that he's changing
Hmm.
in the building, and you just figured that they would play differently because you do have the Petra Sertain Jr. You have a lot of top picks there. You know what I mean? Like a lot of high draft picks. I ain't gonna say top, but draft picks there where you're looking at like, okay, they got some people there, Corey Sutton and the Judys and stuff like that. But again, it's like I just figured they would have more than one win.
I
That's just
guess my
me.
question is like, and I haven't, and I don't know, but have you heard anything or seen anything where you're saying like players have actually bought into Sean Payton's
No,
nonsense?
that's what I'm saying. And I
That's
don't
the
know.
difference. Like, you know what I
I'm just
mean?
saying
Like,
prior to the season when you're hearing that type of change and somebody that's high profile, like they talk about Peyton. And
yeah,
like you're
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
it's just based on his success in New Orleans. You know what I mean? Going in there is like, all right, they tried to blame the last coaching staff, like, all right, that's out, that's in. And you hear about
Hmm.
him saying,
Yes.
okay, we're not tolerating this, we're not tolerating that. And just like you said, maybe it's not a buy-in, you know what I mean, from the players. And that's something that needs to change next. But I just think when you heard all that hype and the noise, you probably thought like, okay, they would probably be playing better, and just to be, 1-4, it's like,
So
like
great
you
when you
said,
talk
with a
that trash,
QB that
man.
you're paying a
And
lot of
go and
money to,
lose.
who's
Man, he's getting
right,
dragged.
right, you know what I mean. So to have I don't know, I just thought that would be probably a different situation too, maybe a 2-2, not maybe a 1-4. Uh, but yeah, I think that's really it, man. Everybody else is kind of up and down. The Patriots 1-4 too. You don't never expect that from Bill, but they
Them
don't.
niggas.
Again, they don't get players. They haven't really revamped the roster too much, and at some point,
Bill's a victim of his own
that's
success.
what I was about to say. At some point, you may have to sit down with Bill and kind of figure out, like, all right, either you're going to be a GM or the coach,
Yep.
because we need to change
Yep.
something here, and either your coaching
Uh,
going to have to change, and we bring somebody else in, or the players need to change, and you stay coaching. But you doing both at this point is just not. We're not seeing the same success as we've seen in the past.
right before we jumped on, I think it was Kerry Champion posted that Robert Kraft said that he is not unfireable. So
Mm,
Damn.
he need to figure something out, or
there it
yeah,
is.
he about to be up out of there.
There it is.
Crazy
There it
thing
is.
is though, for Belichick, because of his pedigree, he's gonna have a
He gonna get a
job. I mean,
job.
Oh
he'll
yeah.
whatever. Like somebody might fire their coach just to go get Bill. You know what I mean? So like,
I
He'll be in the Giants. He'll
yeah,
be at the Giants somewhere or something.
I sign up for that.
No, I'm with you though, Jared. I'm like he's had success and he's had longevity in terms of his success too. So
Hmm.
yeah, there'll be many franchises I think who would. Now Belichick, all right, bring him in.
Right, and I don't need 20 years of success. Just give me a
Nah,
solid like
nah, nah.
5. You know what I
Look,
mean?
some
Like,
people say, "Give me one Super Bowl." You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
give
I'm
you know
good.
what I mean? The AFC Championship game. Give me a
Yeah,
berth to
The
the Super Bowl.
Rams.
Like a
yeah.
lot of places, you know what I mean? Would take a Bill Belichick at this point.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So, I mean, like you said, his record and things speak for itself. So, but not the best GM though. I will
No,
say that.
no,
I would say
no.
now
I
that's
say
the
if
thing is
anything, keep him
does
at the
every
coach and just go
organization give
find
him
you a
personnel
GM.
decisions?
Absolutely, absolutely. So he's a horrible drafter. Uh, he hasn't. I
That's
just gotta
fair.
say that. I just gotta
That's
say
a
that.
fact. That's a
That's
I
fair.
fact.
haven't. I
Uh,
can't think of no draft no draft since he's been the GM that he's hit on like that one guy. You've been like, shoot, he's it, or he's an X, or like
Yeah,
well,
especially not no
even if he
weapon.
did, he let him go. Like
Right, right. He,
in their prime, he let him go.
yeah.
yeah.
So
I mean, I guess looking at it from his standpoint, when you draft a goat in the fucking what was he, sixth or seventh round?
Seventh, I think.
Seventh
Yeah.
seventh
round.
round,
Yeah,
but
that
I don't.
shit. He
Was he
probably
the
thought his
GM
nuts was
then?
big from day one and was like, shit, hey, I ain't going.
Was he
I
the
ain't going.
GM in '99? He
Uh,
may
I
not
don't
have been the
even know.
GM at that point
I
he
don't even
probably
know.
I
wasn't.
don't
I
because
know.
know
he
he was
just had got
serving.
there the year before.
But even then, maybe he's like, I can coach anybody. If I can turn a
Right,
6th round pick into the greatest of all time, it don't even matter who I, you know what I'm saying?
right.
I
Who
don't
I
know.
pull
I'm
in?
just
Right.
I'm just,
I've
speaking
got
of
I've
what,
got 2 words for that. Mac Jones.
yeah, for sure. See, and I think another
He's
thing
so
with that
savage,
is
bro.
he hasn't brought in he has brought in, that's not a word. He hasn't brought in anybody to surround Mac Jones, like, cuz I feel like Mac Jones could
This is
could
true.
could be a good game manager, like if you had an
Hmm.
awesome team around him,
Yep.
but I mean, you ain't got
They
nobody.
paid all them tight ends a couple years ago.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
Hey,
Like, why did you
This nigga paid
go
three
get
tight
three
ends.
tight ends? Like, that's
and,
Top
crazy,
end
and
money,
Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So
bro. It's
yeah,
ugly.
yeah. So
So,
that's another one that probably just like I said, he's not unfireable. So they definitely need to
that's crazy.
work on start working now, hammering out what's next.
That shit's gonna break the internet if that happens.
Yeah.
Man.
That's
But you know
crazy.
what? Like I said, it ain't gonna last long. Like I give it a week, and somebody else is gonna be, you're gonna start hearing rumors about where you're going next.
Yeah.
Um,
I
That
don't
would
know
be
if he's
like
gonna
if
be. He's gonna have a job.
I don't
right.
even know who would want him at this point though. Like, because I mean, he's too old school, I think, for this new age, especially
he,
without having complete control of the organization. I don't even see where he would even be a fit.
well,
Do you
I
think this
think
is Bill Parcells?
huh? I mean,
That's what
I think
John is wrong
I
with.
think you have a team that's desperate enough. That's the thing. It's like when I think about it, it's like
I'm really trying to
maybe
think of who.
the Commanders because Rivera's gonna play himself out of a job. You know what I mean? And with I don't now don't get me wrong, I don't know that magic and that ownership would bring him in,
I
but with
don't. I
that
can't see.
pedigree,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could also see it. You know what I mean? Like
I think the
he
only thing about that is if I'm an owner and I just buy a team, the last thing I think I'm trying to do is bring in an old guy. And that's just the way y'all know that I think about shit differently. Like that's not a secret. But it's just like if I'm fresh with a franchise and I'm trying to like bring life to an organization, the last thing I'm probably gonna do is bring up like or bring in an old school head coach.
mm,
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm really just trying to flip through and see like where would I can't I've got nothing. So maybe it is Commanders. I don't know. But
I mean
I don't know.
Atlanta. Would he do all right in Atlanta? All right?
With all them niggas down there,
I
mm,
mean, well, that's the
mm.
problem is a lot of these guys down here are fair weather, man. If he wins games, oh, they would love him. I told y'all how
mhm,
they felt about Bijan when he got drafted. They was pissed about Bijan when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Now everybody down here loves Bijan. So really, all it
he
is
was
if he
cold
has
too.
success, especially if he has success early, it doesn't matter if they don't like him when he gets hired. They will love him 2 weeks later.
And will he even
That's
go
people
to
for
another team where he doesn't have full control?
He won't
That's
be
true
coaching if
too.
that's the
that's
case. I don't think
yeah.
anybody's
That's
gonna
it.
give him full control
No,
after what this has looked like in New England. No.
Well, first off, in order for that to happen, the owner would have to get rid of pretty much the whole front office. You know what I mean? Before they even hire him. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
had to
man.
fire your coach and your GM in order for that to be a thing because you don't gonna bring in a coach and say, all right, by the way, the GM is fired too.
He's
Like, you
got to
know what I
be
mean?
damn near
Like,
70. Like, has to be.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
old as
yeah.
shit.
He gotta
I
be.
think he's over 70.
I just say he might be like 72.
1952, 71. Yeah, it's a wrap. I think this might be his last job. So that's crazy.
All right then. Well, moving forward, we kind of already been hitting on some of this stuff, man. We talked about the Niners and Cowboys a little bit. Unless Ike, you want to elaborate more on
40,
that
42
that
to 10.
shellacking.
That's all I got to say.
All
Yeah,
right.
there's nothing more to say about that shit.
Um, man, the Colts we beat the Titans, which is bittersweet. Wheelie,
Got to
you
keep
know.
the guy healthy, man.
Yeah, man. Richardson, he on IR right now, so he'll be out for 4 weeks at least. But I'm not mad because Minshew has been playing very well. We got a stable of running backs now. You know what I mean? So we can run the ball effectively now, and keep the passing game short and sweet. And Minshew has a very very good hold on the playbook, so I don't think we have to dumb down anything or really change what we've been doing.
No,
Um,
you can damn near probably dumb up some shit.
yeah, absolutely.
That's not saying anything about
No,
Anthony
no,
Richardson.
no.
That's
I'm just saying, like, yeah, because he knows more of the playbook, so you
Hmm.
could probably do more. Absolutely,
right. More
uh,
experience, see more defenses, blah blah blah. So yeah,
absolutely. So
how
next
bad
week,
situation we in.
will really be our test because Jaguars beat us first game of the year, so we can get them back, man, and kind of solidify our top spot in the AFC South, man. I'll be a happy man. So, uh, but whatever. Justin, man, Ravens, man, what the fuck? That's all I gotta say. What the
You
That
fuck?
was a
happy ass.
terrible football game, bro.
What
Everybody,
what what happened? I want to hear Justin, man, because he kind of man. I want to hear Justin, man. He's the Ravens expert. Man. What happened?
No, I mean, I already told y'all the Ravens was already gonna be an issue this year.
you
So
definitely said that.
That is
I
true.
ain't. I mean, I ain't got nothing to say. It is what it is. They doing what I've been saying. Offense is terrible. They still don't give Gus Edwards enough touches, which is blows my mind because I think even like he's a career. I think he's been in the league like 5 years or something. And he's still averaging over 5 yards per carry, which is crazy. And he still don't touch the ball enough for Baltimore. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, Lamar honestly ain't your problem. Somebody got to explain to me why your pass catchers are dropping 8 passes in a game. like
Two,
like
you spend
two
all
of them
this
for
money.
touchdowns.
You
yeah,
put this money out there for these receivers. You draft them. You sign guys, and then this is happening.
yeah, like, and that's I think more than anything, that's the disappointing thing is all the talk of the oh these sign Odell and da 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 da. Like they do nothing to even get Odell involved in games. Like he is literally a name on a jersey. Like it's
Decoy.
like a decoy, but it's like he's not even a decoy. Like if he's not gonna do anything, if he's not that, then why is he on the field? Like what are they doing? So I mean, it's gonna like I said, it's gonna be a long season. The one team in that division, because I don't think Pittsburgh's success is gonna be anything sustainable. Although Mike T always finds a way to get them to 500, so somehow they're
Yeah,
winning
that's
games,
a given.
and their offense is trash. But I
It's
need to see
really
what
been their
Cleveland
defense
looks like.
showing up.
Yeah, but I need to see what Cleveland looks like coming out of this bye. That is what I want to know. I want to
Okay.
know what Cleveland's gonna look like because right now if I had to say, oh man, this team's gonna win the division, I would probably say Cleveland.
Okay.
It's the only team that I have any semblance of who's been semi consistent this year. When because Baltimore's terrible, Cincinnati looks like they may be turning the corner, but I don't want to speak too early. And then Pittsburgh is honestly, even though they got 3 wins, that their offense is terrible. So I think over the course of the season, they'll be around 8 9 wins as usual, and that's gonna be about it for them.
I
Yeah,
can't disagree with anything you just said, sir.
they're one of the few teams that have a winning record that's given up more points than they've scored. It looks like from
Correct.
what I'm seeing.
Correct. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Your eyes ain't fooling you. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm looking. I'm like,
yeah.
they've only scored 79 points, but they've given up 110, and
Yes.
they're the only one that has a winning record that
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
that difference on. So
And that's not gonna be sustainable. So
I don't believe so. That's gonna be tough
So
to
let me
carry
ask
on.
you something, Justin. How
yep.
many carries do you think Gus should be getting a game?
Mm.
Gus should be touching the ball 15 to 20 times a game.
Damn, he don't even get 15 touches a game.
No.
He's got the ball 15
Damn,
times one game so far. The Cleveland game, he got the ball 15.
15 to 20 ain't even a
12.
whole lot. I
Nope.
thought you
But
was
my
gonna get
And
thing is like
17.
the Ravens is a running team. Like that's what they do. And
Ty Monken has tried to come in and do a lot of stupid stuff versus sticking to what works. And trying to be too cute sometimes with the passing game. And I keep telling you, I say this 1,000 times. Until they start putting Lamar under center, I'm never gonna have any faith in this offense anyway. Because people don't. The bootleg and the play action would be huge for Lamar,
I
huge.
said that
But
about Burrow too,
yeah,
bro. That
but
he is
they
no
don't do
understand.
it.
same
They
thing.
don't
I
do it
think they need to start doing that with Richardson too, just to
I
let him
think
make the decisions
everybody
on the
needs to go under
edge.
the center at some point.
at
Like
some
Jesus
point.
Christ,
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
so sick of
everybody.
seeing Lamar in the daggone pistol and shotgun. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's like this is crazy, man. This is crazy. So
yeah,
All
people
right.
say it's
Gus
the
has
new wave
had
of the NFL. So
yeah, he's had one game where he had under 4 yards a carry, and that was the only game he had 15 carries in. But he's first game eight carries, 32 yards, 4 yards a carry. Second game 10 for 62, so that's 6.2 yards a carry.
Mm.
The next one was 11:51, 4.6. The Cleveland game went 15, 48 yards, and then the last game he went 12 for 48 yards. I've been thinking that same thing about Gus all year. Like, get the man the ball. And they keep switching him and Hill out,
and
and I get that you kind of want to save him, but like neither one of them seem like they can get into a rhythm
nope,
because as soon as they
Mm.
get into a rhythm, you
They
they
put
get
coming
Gus
out.
smashed out. Hmm.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay.
Crazy.
And Jared, do you? I mean, do you think the Bengals is good now? Like, have they figured it out? They cool. Just throw the
Hey,
ball up to Chase.
that's to
Chase
be
said what he had to
determined.
say, and
Like I definitely saw, like what I
Hey, that
saw
nigga was
on
open this week,
Sunday
boy.
looked a lot like how we did when we were rolling these past 2 years. So like I can't say that that's the same defense. Nah, offense looked like it's rolling. So it looks how it did when it was working, but I can't call it. It's really too soon. Way too much football left to be played. So I'm gonna ask me next week. Let's see what we do with Seattle, and then ask me
that's a
next
good
week. And
test though. Like you said,
yeah,
they good offense, good defense, very balanced team. So that'll show you. I mean, that's one of them teams that'll show you if there's a lot of
yeah.
deficiencies on one side or the other though. So
And then and then some people might say, "Oh, well, that was the Cardinals." Like as bad as we played, man, we could have been playing goddamn
hey,
North Central, and I'd have been like, "Okay,
you
well, shit."
stupid.
I mean, the way honestly, the way our offense is looking, we could have played anybody, and I would have been like, "Oh,
Right, right.
That's fair.
finally, like it's
That's fair. Yeah.
Jesus Christ." But so we'll see. But I'm not completely sold yet, which I'm never too high or too low. So we'll see.
Okay. Cool. Then, I guess let's do these, do our pickums, and then shoot, we can get out of here, man.
Hey, side note, did any of y'all notice this last week with the Chargers? Because they what 5 games in, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
5 games. I don't think they had a bye yet, but
Mm-mm.
uh, all of Khalil Mack's sacks all came in that
Oh
one
no, they
game. But
did.
he's
No,
like,
they
I
did
don't.
have a bye. They just had a bye. They
they
two
just
and
had a
two
bye
right
this.
now. Yeah.
Okay, so like he all his sacks came in that one game. So what's the over
Yeah.
under? This man's gonna hit 10 sacks this year.
Over,
He's sitting there.
over. I mean, it would have to be. Somebody
If
said he got first team All Pro off that one game.
Look, we gonna have this conversation. Vernon, try
Oh
to
man,
remember, like
try
week
to
10
remember
or
this.
11, like week 10 or 11. Let's try to remember to see where he is with sacks.
Okay.
Give him
All
another
right.
yeah,
five
we
to
got to
six
track
weeks.
that.
We
Let's
can
try
we
to
can look
remember where he's at.
we can look that up. Yeah, that's definitely something that I can I can look up for us. All right.
The Max Sack Tracker.
Yep, yep, there it
So,
is.
Max Sack.
The
Oh
sack track.
man.
I
Hey,
love it.
The
I
I
little
love it.
like
ticker at the
it.
bottom of the screen. Like,
All right, so we got the Broncos and Chiefs. Shoot, tomorrow. I guess. Well,
Oh,
can't.
show is, ain't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Going KC with that one.
Yeah.
Ravens Titans. I'm going
Jesus.
Ravens.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens on that too.
Dolphins Panthers. Gotta go Miami. I don't.
Dolphins. Yeah.
Texas Saints. I gotta go New
Who'd you
Orleans.
just say?
Texans and Saints. I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
go.
The
I'm gonna go
Texans and
Texans.
Saints.
Shout out CJ Stroud.
Hey, CJ Stroud, number 3 in the league in passing yards, no picks, 7
No
touchdowns,
picks.
man.
Hey,
So,
The
that boy has
most
been playing
important part of that is
phenomenal.
no
yep,
picks.
yep,
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
yep.
That part right there, no picks. That's crazy.
Commanders and Falcons.
Who
Jeez.
gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look.
Bugs, man.
I flipped the coin on that one.
I'm gonna go Atlanta. Just I don't think I picked Atlanta this year. I'm gonna
What?
go Colts
That
and
is
Jaguars.
an amazing reason to
I'm
That's
just,
what I'm saying. Like,
bro. We just said we don't know who we gonna pick. Like I don't care. Like you just said, who cares about this game?
but that reasoning is
Can I pick
crazy.
somebody? You
Like,
gonna shoot me because of my reason?
I
Can you?
didn't, bro.
And you
I ain't
the
got.
first person
I
to say
didn't.
who
I didn't up the
cares?
blick, bro. Like,
Like,
I didn't. I didn't
uh,
pull out the firearm. I'm just saying
Colts and
that's cool.
Jaguars.
Coach Jags,
I'm
okay.
actually go Colts,
I,
man.
Yeah,
I'm
me
gonna
Fuck
go.
it.
too. We
I'm
we
gonna go
need this.
Jags after how they looked against Buffalo.
Okay.
I also went Jags.
Bengals Seahawks.
Ooh,
Uh,
I'm a, I'm a,
that's
I'm a,
that's probably that's tough.
jeez, that's a tough one.
I'm
Oh
a
my.
reach. I'm a go Cincinnati on that one. I'm a reach again. I reached last week. We pulled it off. I'm a reach again.
Uh,
Seattle's coming off a
I would
bye, ain't
love for y'all to
they
win
are
that.
coming off a bye.
Yeah,
they? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I would love for
but
y'all to win that.
sometimes it's just like the Bengals, man. Once they get that confidence rolling, like they tend to build on it.
When
They
they
don't
get
go.
rolling, they get
That's what I'm
rolling.
saying.
I give
They
them that.
tend to get rolling,
But
so it's hard to pick against them after last week.
we shall see. And the ticket prices.
Vikings and Bears.
Jeez,
I
But-
got
Vikings and
Bears.
Bears.
That
Justin
actually
Jefferson
that
is
might
on
surprisingly be a
IR.
good game.
yeah,
But you got to remember,
Justin
Justin
Jefferson's
Jefferson
out.
is on the
Justin
shelf.
Jefferson's
So
on
okay, so
IR.
I'm gonna go with
yeah,
Chicago then.
I still don't
And they
know.
working out
Niners
Coach
Browns.
Are they getting rid of?
Niners Browns.
Ooh, that
Ooh,
might actually be.
Yeah,
They
Is
get
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson
playing
back?
this
you
week?
know what? You know what?
that's
That's
the
the thing I
question
don't
too.
know.
I don't know. Let me see if they got any
We
I
like
information
mean,
on.
good.
I know
Hey,
who I'm
I
playing. I just want to know who gets
hey
picked
I
off.
I'm gonna say this. I could see the
Yeah, they don't have
Browns
no energy. They don't have no
giving
information on
them
if he's in there.
A tough
potentially
game.
giving them some a tough game because the Browns defense is different than what
They got a
they've
good
seen.
defense.
They got a good defense.
Yeah,
But if Watson
yeah.
doesn't play, you guys are winning again 40-3 or whatever it may be at that
Yeah,
point. So
I
like
think. Yeah,
I don't know if Watson like I need to know if
Watson
Watson is
didn't.
playing.
He didn't practice, so
He hasn't
I
practiced
don't
at
know.
all this week. He
Yeah,
was like the medical staff
He was
approved him
cleared.
to play. They
yeah.
cleared
They
him. He
said he
said he
didn't feel.
wasn't
He
playing
said
last
he
week.
didn't feel right, from what I heard. So he's been
Man,
medical. I'm,
that's
I'm
the
gonna go Niners just
excuse.
because it's too many
look,
questions.
if I don't know, like if Watson was playing, I actually was gonna pick them as the upset of the week, but I can't
Yeah,
because
nah.
if he's
Yeah,
not playing, it's
I'm
not.
picking the 49ers regardless.
Yeah,
I just was thinking maybe this will be a good game because I mean the NFL there's so few good games. Like
yeah.
I just
Yeah,
want to
this
see
week
a
is.
good
I
game.
mean,
Like,
you
but I
got
feel like
Patriots
San
and
Francisco
Raiders,
is going
which
to
is
roll
probably
anyway.
not gonna be a good game.
Which one?
Patriots and Raiders.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
wasn't that
terrible.
one a randomly good game last year though?
It
I feel
was,
like
but
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
here's a
Bill likes to show up against his predecessor, the guys that used to coach underneath him. He likes to show up for those games. So
right. Here's a good one: Lions and Buccaneers. That should be good.
who
I got
says who?
Lions.
The
I got
Lions is
the
playing
Lions.
well, and the Bucks are playing well. What's a good game to you?
Bucks is cap.
I can
The
see
Bucks
that.
are. You think the
I
Bucks
can,
are cat?
I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that.
Pick
bro,
Detroit.
they're not.
I already did.
Okay, I'll pick Detroit. I don't have a problem with that. But
Okay, then
I actually had that
Rams
before
and
we even started.
Cardinals.
um,
I'm gonna pick the Rams.
Rams.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
because the
Cardinals
offense
are
is,
in.
yeah.
Yep.
Eagles
And
and
surprisingly, I think
Jets.
they got a
Look at the Eagles.
top
God
five pass
damn.
defense. I didn't realize that the
hmm
Rams. Who was that last one, Vernon? I'm sorry.
Uh,
Not the
Eagles.
Eagles
I,
and Jets.
Eagles and
Eagles and
Jets.
Jets.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Man,
You don't know what Jets are gonna show up.
it don't matter.
Just
I mean that too, but
It's
like
the
I mean
Eagles
like when you
playing nobody again, bro. I want to see them play a good game so bad.
here's the one thing I will say to Jared though. With the Jets winning this last game, the biggest question mark for the Eagles is their secondary. So my question is, will the Jets have an opportunity to throw? But their offensive line is so bad and everything else. It's
The
like you said.
quarterback is bad.
I'm about to say
I
is
didn't want,
Wilson gonna make the right decisions? That's
but
the question.
he hadn't been terrible. He's just been
He
bad.
haven't been bad as he
He's been
has been.
okay.
Right, right.
He's been okay. He's
He's
actually been
definitely
okay.
Less than terrible.
progressed a little bit, but
Yeah.
nah, dog. And then the Phillies defense is elite too. Like
They'll figure it
This
out on the
the
defensive
secondary
end.
has been a problem, but yeah, yeah. I mean that
Hey, you
defensive
think
line is
they gonna get rid of this tush push at some point?
nope.
Nope.
No, they shouldn't.
It's a
It's
legit play.
it's so
Stop it.
unstoppable, bro. It's
Yes, do it.
With
crazy.
Okay.
Hurts and the Eagles, it's unstoppable, bro. It is literally unstoppable
Man, they
Yeah,
need
with
to
that
start running
offensive
that
line.
shit. They need to start running that shit on first and second down, bro. Because
Hey,
think about it. If it ain't 31, 4th and 1, and the teams don't expect it, like,
True, he's
and
gonna get
then,
gotta get a
5.
good 4 or 5,
if you
easy
line
4 or 5.
up,
Yeah,
and then if you line up to stop it on first and second down, your defense is killed. So it's just
yeah.
like,
True, true.
like
Yeah,
I
especially
wouldn't
if
be
you do it on
shocked.
first. If you do it on first down, you're gonna tire out those D linemen. Like that first hit, like, and now you got to
Bro,
get up. All these big bodies getting up. Like you're gonna be tired.
he gonna been ran forward 5 yards before anybody knows the fuck is going on. Like,
Exactly.
oh, is it a fumble?
yep.
What the fuck is happening? Like, and I mean, because I mean, he's getting 5 yards down there on the 4th and 1s off this
Yep.
bullshit. So
True.
like,
Sunday
hey,
night we
Y'all
got
heard it here
Giants at
first. If it
Buffalo.
happens,
Ugh, the
I
Giants
got
are trash.
Buffalo.
Man, horrible.
man, they're ass, bro.
Man,
When it's a
Okay,
bad
Got
then.
their
area,
trash.
bro.
juice.
Okay, then. Well, how about y'all really just get mad? Monday night is Cowboys and Chargers.
Jeez, is
The
that
fun
really
in
the Monday
itself,
night
bro.
game?
That's the Monday night.
Oh
That's a
my
Monday night
god!
game. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, some of y'all still riding with the Chargers, right? This is the game to
I'm
do
gonna
it.
take the Chargers. Fuck it.
I'm taking the
I
Cowboys.
also
I don't trust
I
nothing
took
that Staley
I'm taking
does.
the Cowboys.
I
I'm
took
not taking the damn
I took the
Chargers.
Chargers. Just
I'm
I'm
done.
rolling.
Like I said,
Go
I'm off that
Chargers,
train.
go.
I'm off that train,
I'm gonna take
man.
the Chargers, man. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
off.
saying. Ever since Vernon said he was off the Chargers train, they won. So say it again. Give me some luck. Give me some
Okay.
luck.
All right. Yeah, I have fun with that one. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Final thoughts, man. Let's get out of here, man. Jared, Justin, Ike, anybody? Final thoughts? Nothing.
First time going to Purdue this weekend. Looking forward to it. Hopefully
Mm.
we can get a dub. Some bad things happened to us up there recently. So I mean, for some reason that's like our nemesis location. So we'll see.
Okay. Justin, what you got going on the rest of the week? Any plans this weekend, man?
Taking care of the wife, man. That's it. So
That's my.
probably
How's
try
she
to
doing? How's
watch.
she doing? That's what
She
Yeah,
shouldn't
doing
man.
have
better.
asked that.
Yeah, she doing better, man. Just
Good, good.
every day progressing, man. So
That's
chill
important.
with the fam, man. Take care of her, and probably watch a little bit of the games. Baltimore and Tennessee. They the early morning on Sunday, so
Mm.
before church, be able to
Oh,
watch
that's right.
just
They
a little bit of that.
overseas.
Yeah, they in England, so or
Mhm.
London or wherever they at
London. Yeah, I
now.
think they're in
Yeah.
London. Yeah.
So yeah, man. Probably honestly for the most part, just chill out this
Okay.
weekend. Hmm.
Cool, cool. Ike, anything? Well, I know you're going to watch the games and stuff, but
Streets is
anything?
calling Ike, man.
He
Man, he going to be
thirsty.
out, bro.
Bro,
He
look,
thirsty, boy.
Streets is
this is why I never see anything on Saturdays, man. Bar Vegan might be calling me this weekend. Though.
Okay.
It's a super
who?
dope spot. Bar Vegan. It's a bar down here called Bar Vegan. They serve a bunch of vegan food, but it's a
Bar
bar.
vegan.
It's jumping, bro, on Saturdays. So Friday nights
Everything
and
like I
Saturdays.
be seeing like his Instagram and stuff. Like when he be posting the pictures and stuff, it is always a gang of people
Oh,
in
I
there every
just
time.
tapped in just a couple days ago. Was it you? I just added. Ike.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
right. I'm about to tap in then for sure. I'm about to be out on
Yeah,
your story. I'm actually thinking about having my little birthday little weekend down there in Atlanta next month. So
we've been trying to figure that out.
that's a realistic possibility. So we might be
When's your
pulling
birthday?
November 23rd. So it's the weekend after Thanksgiving. You probably gonna be gone, right? Well, it's the
Weekend after
weekend of
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, like that same weekend.
If it's up Thanksgiving, yeah. I ain't
Okay.
decided if I'm going home yet.
Okay.
Plane tickets
Well,
are expensive. So
Man,
give
especially
me
ooh,
around
a
that
date and I'll
time.
let you know.
Especially around
all right.
that time, bro. So yeah, but whatever you figure out, I'm down. So just make sure your wife tell my wife so she can tell me.
Yes, sir.
So she can
But
plan it
it's
out.
what the crazy thing is I make all the plans, so you'll
Oh,
probably
okay. Okay, all right, well, all
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
See,
I'll be the
Siobhan be
one
mad. I'll be
like
having Siobhan make the plans
yeah,
because I
bro.
don't.
If I left it up to her, we be at the crib every day. So,
And
yeah, no, I
see,
do all that. So
it'd be out if it was up to me. We'd be at the crib every day. But
yeah, see, yeah. So I definitely let you and whoever else wants to know, ASAP.
all right, man. Cool. Then I guess this has been another episode of the Epic Podcast, and we see y'all again next week. Holla.
Yazerski.